Hey peeps, it's so hard to believe it's already October, but here we are. And I am feeling quite beautifully entranced with autumn. This is my favorite month. We're about to step into my favorite Sabbath of the year. And everything is chilly and crisp and it's beautifully autumnal in its vibe. So we're going to talk about the decks that I want to work with this month. And I do have quite a serious list. Like I have a big list this month, but I have a lot of things that I want to get done this month on multiple levels. There's going to be a thank you workshop coming to the YouTube channel coming here. My Patreon peeps decided what we were going to be focused on for the workshop. We are working with Medusa, and so that will be coming not this upcoming week, but the following. I have a Tarot of Vampires workshop I would like to finish birthing and put out there into the world this month as well. So I have a lot of exciting things going on. Oh, and then of course, the Samhain observance will also be coming live to the Etsy shop, and we'll be observing that on the 31st. So it's such an exciting month, and I love the energy of going inward and the permission that this particular season gives us to be contemplative, reflective, to be quiet, to take our time, to not feel so rushed. And it gives us a lot of opportunity to breathe and to tap into what matters to us. I think as well, and some of this is just like with what's happening astrologically too, and what we're moving through at a planetary level, I guess you could say. There's a real importance, I think, to what we're letting go of, what we're releasing, but also who we're becoming. And I've noticed this within myself as well as in client readings, this encouragement from the divine to let ourselves change and evolve and grow, and to be curious about who we're becoming, as well as to take those necessary steps to not stay stuck in a paradigm or an experience that really isn't speaking to us anymore. So those have been a lot of the themes I've noticed. And in October, I really want to tap into deeper levels of understanding around those arenas. And I think particularly for myself, a discovery around a pace that works for me in this chapter of my journey and story. Yeah, so these are the decks that I think are going to help with that. Also, some of these are just decks that I really, really want to work with right now. And I do have a lot of them. So I'm not going to spend like a whole ton of time on each one, but I am going to give you like a little bit of the reasons why in case you have them in your own practice and you want to bring them into your journey. So I'm going to start with the Lacrimosa Tarot. I'm still going strong with this baby. I used her a ton in the month of September, and I really, really, really love working with her. She gives such clear messages, and she's so freaking beautiful. I know some of you love her, some of you don't. I personally love Rose Bay Tarot's Lacrimosa Tarot, and I intend to work with her even more in the month of October, particularly for some ritual workings I'm doing around releasing. Next on the list is, yes, I know it's out of print, the Haunted Manor Oracle. This is a deck by Syrian Shadow. It's one of my go-tos. I really, really, really love this deck. I use it all the time. And we took a little bit of a break in September, and I was working with Earth and Bone more, but I really want to work with this more myself. Personally, around shadow components. With client work, I love this deck to clarify tarot, and I'm really wanting to tap into that energy more, reestablishing the connection of clarifying tarot spreads for clients in readings. Sorry guys, I've been talking a lot, so my voice is a little bit today. So that is Syrian Shadow's Haunted Manor Oracle. That deck is currently out of print, I believe. You can keep an eye on his social media to see any updates on if that deck will ever be mass produced or re-released. I myself am unaware of anything with that, but as you guys know, I am pretty busy, so I'm not necessarily up on what's happening. I kind of rely on you guys to keep me informed. So the next deck on the list for the month of October is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. This is the deck by several different authors. Colette Baron Reed is one of them. The other names escape me right now. I apologize, perimenopause. But this deck, she never really goes away from my collection. I take a lot of time from her. I do have the pocket edition of this as well, but I want to use the full size in October. But I have really found, since being in this new space and I'm able to walk the wheel every morning as part of my morning practice, I really love the imagery in this deck. And there's something about autumn with this deck, because there are a lot of autumnal colors in this deck that make me want to pull it out again and work with it. So I did pull this deck for the month of October. Again, this is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I think it's predominantly really great for messages from ancestors, from your guides, from your beloved dead, and for connecting to the land and walking a path of beauty. So it's not so much a clarifying oracle deck, and I don't intend to use it in client readings this month as a clarifier. It's more of a theme deck, a blessing deck, or understanding a storyline for a client that this deck will be used for. So this is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Next on the list is the Darkwood Tarot, because this deck is amazing, and I feel like if I don't work with it in September, October, and November, who even am I at this point? I know a lot of us really love this deck. It's a mass-produced deck, it's reasonably priced, and it's very indicative of the witch in the forest. And so it really gives you an opportunity to kind of dive deep into not only your intuition, but your imagination. I really like this deck for storytelling. And I want to use it not only in client readings, but also in my own personal work for storytelling this month, because I love the imagery. It's clear, but it also leaves a lot of room for interpretation, this deck. Like, you can go a lot of different ways with her. And so I intend to work with this deck for that reason in the month of October, to be able to tell story. And sometimes in our shadow work, being able to tell our story back to ourselves through our cards is really, really potent. So if you are looking to explore that too for yourself this month, you might really like to work with the Darkwood Tarot for that. Oh my God, I still have so many decks, guys. The next deck on my list is Paolo Barbiere's Night Fairies Oracle. I just love this deck. And there's a card for Samhain in here that is amazeballs. And I'm just going to show you a few selected images from this deck. Oh, the ring light. Still adjusting to that here. Yeah, here she is. So not this one. I do love this image though. But here is the Hallows Calling card, which I love so much. And so, I don't know, I just have to pull this deck out and work with her. She's like a rock star. She's like, if the band Frail was an oracle deck, I think that they would be Night Fairies Oracle. So I'll be using this to clarify tarot. It's a great clarifier, but also to get specific messages from not only the Fae, but also Devas of place, certain land spirits, certain energies that live on the land where I am currently residing. I intend to work with this oracle deck for that purpose this month. The next two decks I'm going to show you together, and they are Cave of Sybil by Tierra May. This is an independently produced deck. I will try and remember to put the link in the description box down below. And the Dark Mirror Oracle. I want to use both of these for shadow work this month. This is a month that I naturally do a lot of shadow work. The Cave of Sybil Oracle I only use at night. I only use ritualistically, and it's always a very, very powerful, intense, confronting experience. So you do want to be in the right place to work with this, but there's no other deck I've ever come across like this. And then the Dark Mirror is almost the masculine reflection to the wisdom of the void with the Cave of Sybil. And so I'm looking at this to show me how the shadow I access from the Cave of Sybil plays out in my human journey, and how I can bring more awareness to integration, to repeating patterns in my story, or ways that I might be playing small or staying stuck in something, not stepping into my power or not being fully present. So I'm going to use both of these almost not quite together, because Cave of Sybil doesn't play with anybody, but more almost like as a reflection of each other. So Just really quickly, I'll show you one of the images. Again, this is an independently produced deck. So just so you have an idea of the imagery here. And I've talked about this deck a lot on the channel. I'm really stoked to work with her again this month. And this is a dark mirror. I don't always love the artwork in this deck, but this deck is really, really great for shadow work. Like really, really great for shadow work. So those two decks are on the list for this month. Sacred Rebels Oracle. I want to work with this one personally to kind of hype myself up, but also I have a special offering I'm planning to bring to Etsy this month in honor of Samhain and moving through the cycle, the wheel of the year. And so professionally, I want to use this for the resurrection component to that offering. So personally, to encourage myself on my path and journey for those new starts. This is Alana Fairchild. This is the second edition, I believe. It has matte cardstock. I prefer the first edition, but I just pulled this one. The guidebook is amazing with this one, and it's really great for journaling sessions, long-term reflection. I don't use this to clarify tarot. I use this deck very specifically for the reasons I just listed. And also I use this typically in the year ahead offerings that I put up on Etsy in the months of November and December, because it's a really great deck to understand what you're growing and stepping into and finding the courage to grow in that direction. So this one I intend to use for kind of multiple purposes this month. Next on the list is the Halloween Forever Oracle by Jasmine Beckett Griffith and Tess Whitehurst. I want to hang out with this deck more this month. A wonderful viewer and sister in the journey gifted this to me last year, and I want to get to know her more this year. And I waited for October because, again, I always feel really inspired. I tend to up my daily practice. I'm very, very focused on my work and my path in the month of October. I mean, I always am, but especially so in October. And so I intend with this deck to really, really get to know her. So I'm going to be doing daily draws with her, and I'll also be using her in client readings so that we can keep building beautiful relationship together. And if you like Jasmine Beckett Griffith's artwork, I think you'll enjoy this deck. And also if you're looking for something a little bit kitschy that gives you those Halloween vibes, but you want to break from Stacey DeMarco's Halloween Oracle, I think the Halloween Forever Oracle is a great option. So this is on my list as well. Moving into my top two, they're going to be no surprise to any of you, but this is the month that they get all the attention. And those two decks are the Void Tarot by Sarai Nissan. This is an independently produced deck. I will do my best to remember to put her information in the description box down below. It's a deck in the style of Max Ernst. It's very vampiric. It is one of my soulmate decks, and I don't even have words for how much I love this deck. I love this deck. I freaking love this deck. It's incredible to work with. It's lusty. It's Lilith and Babylon. It's vampiric. It's intoxicating. It's also really freaking honest in like one sentence or less. And for this month, since this month started, I've been reading Phantasmagoria every day with my daily pull, as I've shared that I've been doing the last month or so. I mean, I always kind of tap into it, but I don't always sit down and do a full read of the guidebook meaning in Phantasmagoria because I've read and reread that book so many times. But I'm finding it very efficacious to actually go in and do a full-on reread of my card pull every morning. And I've added the Void Tarot guidebook to that morning read. And it provides a really beautiful fleshing out of the Phantasmagoria messages. So if you have this deck and you haven't availed yourself of the Void Tarot guidebook, it's very short and sweet, but there is some meat in there to uncover. And I like to use TOV, Tarot of Vampires, as my what do I need to know today? And Void Tarot as how is that energy going to play out? And so the two together really, really give me very clear information and messages for my day. And then, of course, the number one deck I'm going to be working with in October is Tarot of Vampires, because how could I not? This is my daddy deck. This is my number one deck for all time. And it is this deck's season. I feel like September through December is TOV's time to shine. It's a really great deck for deep, insightful work. Also, it taps you into occult magical tradition. You're really getting a lot of different orders, systems, and styles within TOV. So if you want to like flex your muscles with your reading capabilities, this deck is really potent for that work. So I cannot recommend this deck enough. And with the work that I plan to do with Medusa this month, as well as Hecate and Lilith, I feel like this deck is just the perfect companion to those journeys. So I'm going to be using TOV not only personally, but also professionally for sure this month. So rapid fire, these are the decks that I want to work with this month. These are the ones I'm really excited to hang out with, that I feel like we're going to get a lot from each other. Lost Oracle almost made it, not quite, but she almost did. So let me know in the description box down below. In the comments section down below. I did this on Patreon the other day too. I'm sure everyone had a good giggle about it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you're going to be working with this month, and keep your eye out for the 1 week intensive thank you workshop that's coming to the channel this month. I'll have a prep video that goes out before, so you have time to prepare if you want to participate. I am sending you guys, as always, absolute oceans of love, and you know I will see you in the next video. Take care.